So hi students, this is your friend Sudhakar Vamgiri. Today we are going to discuss the Unit 6, 9th class, 6th unit, B reading, Where the Mind is Without Fear. అనే పోయం కోసం మనం డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం. ఫస్ట్ మొట్టమొదటిగా పోయం చదువుకుందాం. మరి ఇది ఇంకా మీకు క్లియర్గా అర్థం కావాలి అని అనుకుంటే నేను డిస్క్రిప్షన్లో ఈ యొక్క పోయంకి లింక్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. దాన్ని ఒకసారి మీరు చూస్తే ఇంకా మీకు క్లియర్గా అర్థమవుద్దని నేను అనుకుంటూ ఉన్నాను. So where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of the truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action into that heaven of freedom. My father, let my country awake. So about the poet Rabindranath Tagore, 1861 to 1941, exact 80 years. He is one of the best known Indian writers who wrote both in his mother tongue Bangla and in English. He was a poet, playwright, novelist, painter, educator and a musician. He translated a collection of his poems Gitanjali, which was published in 1912. In 1913, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. He is the author of the Indian National Anthem as well as the National Anthem of Bangladesh. మరి సమ్మరీ చూద్దాం. The present poem, Where the Mind is Without Fear, was written by one of the outstanding poets of our country, Rabindranath Tagore. Initially, the poem talks about a longing. The mood that is created is of longing, wistfulness. The strong patriotic mood takes the poet to a world which will not be subjugated and enslaved. The poet in this prose poem style uses imagery take us to a country which is independent, where the people are free to express their thoughts, ideas, innovations and creations. By the end of the poem, the poet creates a mood which is inspirational in nature. The poem then becomes a poem for awakening from the state of bondage. Rabindranath Tagore sketches a moving picture of the nation he would like India to be. The poet pledges to the Almighty that his country should be free from any fear of oppression or forced compulsion. He wants that everyone in his country should be free to hold their heads high in dignity. He dreams of a nation where knowledge or education would be free, that is, education should not be restricted to the upper class only, but everybody should be free to acquire knowledge. There should not be any caste distinctions or gender distinction when it comes to education. Tagore wishes for a world which is not fragmented by prejudices based on caste, creed, color, religion, or other baseless superstitions. Prejudices and superstitions should not divide the people into groups and break their unity. He wants a nation where people are truthful, not superficial, and words should come out from the depths of their hearts. He yearns for a country where people would strive without getting tired to reach perfection, leaving behind prejudices and old traditions. Tagore wants the power of reason to dominate the minds of his countrymen. He does not want the stream of reason to be lost amongst outdated customs and traditions, and only that can direct the mind towards selfless thoughts and everlasting action. In the final line of the poem, Tagore asks the Father, presumably God, to awaken his country into such a heaven of freedom. The poem is patriotic in nature, considering the independence and the happiness of the countrymen as the most important factor. If a country lacks such requirements, the countrymen can never be at peace. Consequently, the society will be full of disharmony and social unjust. The poem sends a message that society should be free from all social evils. Only then it can lead to progress. So glossary చూద్దాం. Fragments and pieces, ముక్కలు. నెక్స్ట్ డొమెస్టిక్ అంటే పర్టైనింగ్ టు ద ఫ్యామిలీ, అంటే ఫ్యామిలీకి సంబంధించి. స్ట్రైవింగ్ అంటే ట్రై హార్డ్, మోటివేటెడ్, కష్టపడడం. స్ట్రీమ్ అంటే రివర్, నది. డ్రెరీ అంటే డల్, dreary desert and dull desert. Dead habit and outdated practices. Next, thought and action, the two facets of a balanced personality. Heaven of freedom, a joyful abode అంటే గుహ ఇల్లు, which has freedom for the individual. ఆ ఇంటిలో అందరికీ కూడా ఫ్రీడమ్ ఉంటుంది. నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్స్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద పాయింట్ మీన్ బై ద హెడ్ ఈజ్ హెల్డ్ హై? ఆ హెడ్ ఈజ్ హెల్డ్ హై అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి అంటే, ద పాయింట్ ప్లెడ్జెస్ టు ద ఆల్మైటీ దట్ ఈస్ కంట్రీ షుడ్ బి ఫ్రీ ఫ్రమ్ ఎనీ ఫియర్ ఆఫ్ అప్రెషన్ ఆర్ ఫోర్స్డ్ కంపల్షన్. He wants that everyone in his country should be free to hold their heads high in dignity. Next, explain what is the poet mean by where knowledge is free. The poet means that knowledge or education would be free, that is, education should not be restricted to the upper classes only, but everybody should be free to acquire knowledge. There should not be any caste distinctions or gender distinction when it comes to education. What are narrow domestic walls? Communal, regional and religious feelings are the narrow domestic walls. Name any two traits of character the poet wants to inculcate in his countrymen. Truthfulness and hard-working nature. What do you understand by clear stream of water? Tagore wants the power of reason to dominate the minds of his countrymen. He does not want the stream of reason to be lost amongst outdated customs and traditions, and only that can direct the mind towards selfless thoughts and everlasting action. What does the poet mean by let my country awake? Tagore asked the Father, presumably God, to awaken his country into such heaven of freedom where people are honest, truthful and hardworking. What is heaven of freedom according to the poet? According to the poet, heaven of freedom means the place where freedom is prevalent and people are honest, truthful and hardworking. How can you get rid of narrow domestic walls? Express your views. We should neglect the call of community, region and religion. We should listen to the call of the nation, then only we can get rid of narrow domestic walls. ఓకేనా? ఇదంతా కూడా మీకు ఇంకా క్లియర్గా అర్థం కావాలి అంటే ఈ పోయంను ఒకసారి వినండి. నేను తెలుగులో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను చాలా క్లియర్గా. అది మీరు వింటే సటన్లీ ఈ పోయం మీకు ఇంకా బాగా అర్థమవుద్దని చెప్పి నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఓకే, సో థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫ్రెండ్స్, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ యువర్ సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్స్ అండ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ యువర్ లైక్స్ అండ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ యువర్ కామెంట్స్ and thank you for your encouragement. Okay, thank you.